Hi guys. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. One of my courses this semester that just finished was called Professional Development. And I'm still not really sure how the course itself was professional development. I don't know. That sounds weird. But there was a lot of stuff around self-care and how to look after yourself as a social worker because you're receiving a lot of sometimes negative information throughout the day, so you need to be able to do self-care to make sure that you don't get burnt out really, really quickly. So for example, when I was doing my placement, I was doing food bank intake there, and I was receiving between like 30 and 50 stories per day of people's situations. And a lot of them were just, people that were down on their luck and all this. So, and then there were some quite traumatic stories as well. So kind of learning how to distance yourself, for lack of a better term, from those stories. And the first few weeks were quite draining because while I was learning to distance myself from that. So my one course was about professional development, and we did a lot of stuff around self-care and learning how to kind of look after ourselves while we're social workers. So I also came across, it's an article called Running on Empty, 7 Tools to Heal Emotional Exhaustion. And I'll admit that I actually came across this article when I was feeling extremely exhausted. Because we all go through it, and, it's normal. It happens all the time. And now we're going into a very, very busy time of the calendar year. No matter what religion you practice, everything seems to be happening at this time of year. So I just wanted to kind of go through the tools that the author of this article, I found it, I don't even know how I came across it. I think probably somebody posted it on Facebook, and just the title really spoke to me. It was on a website called elephantjournal.com. I have never heard of it before, but so it's not some scientific or medical related or whatever website. It's just this one woman's, I think it was, kind of tools for how she personally dealt with emotional exhaustion. And emotional exhaustion is it's not a quick fix to get rid of it, right? Like, it's not just, oh, I haven't slept in a couple days, and if I just get my sleep patterns back, then I won't be exhausted anymore. So this was kind of a much deeper exhaustion, and I just wanted to share it. I will link the article itself down below in the description box so that you can read her entire backstory, as well as to what she realized she led to, or how she led to emotional exhaustion. But I just wanted to kind of share with you the tools that she was using, and also as a reminder to myself as well, to make sure that these tools are kind of part of my self-care plan. And hopefully you can add them in whatever definition or description works for your life as well. Because I remember, well, in class, everybody, like, the whole thing was, well, take an hour for yourself each day. And I'm like, how? Taking an hour for myself each day may mean staying up that much later instead of just going to sleep. So there's always that thing that gets in the way, right? Especially as a parent of kids with special needs. So, people say, well, write it in the calendar and make sure that you have your me time, etc., etc. And I just personally, I find that very difficult to do, but I'm working at it. So anyway, so the tools that she found, sorry, excuse me. First was to make the decision. So to make the decision to actually want to change your emotional exhaustion and whatever might be contributing towards that exhaustion. The second one is to detox. And when I first read that, I'm like, I don't want to do a diet of any kind. But then her first sentence is, I purged. First my belongings, and then basically went on to saying that, well, I might as well just read this. I purged. First my belongings, then toxic relationships and any drama. And along with that was her actually writing in her journal to be able to get those negative thoughts out of her head. And I'm always saying in the support groups that I facilitate, like, you got to get those negative thoughts out of your head so that they're not taking up that valuable real estate in your brain. The third tool that she used was the power of now. So apparently she reread Eckhart Tolle's, I can never pronounce the name, I'm sorry, The Power of Now. I have never actually read the book. Am I supposed to have? I don't know. I've never read it. It's on my to-read list that never gets attacked, to be honest. So then apparently she went on, hold on, let me just say, this moment was all that, so it basically, she rethought about how to look at life and basically to try to focus on the present, I guess, is what worked here. And then she's got a list of other books as well that she read at that time. And then let's see, we're on 1, 2, 3. Number 4 was exercise, yoga, and healthy food. So for her, the exercise was walking. And then specifically it became a meditation type of thing for her. And then eventually she went into yoga as well. And so she started feeling better on the inside. The fifth tool she describes is creativity. And she felt the need to create every day, basically in order to stay alive. She is an artist of some form, I think she describes in her story. And so she felt this was very, very core for her. I'm not creative. I mean, I did knit. I haven't really felt the need or the want to knit recently. But the weirdest experience that I've had in the last couple of years was I actually went and I met up with a high school friend of mine at an art show in my hometown because he was volunteering there. So I said, oh, I'll come by and help as well in the kids program area. And I was almost scared. It's really weird. He plopped down a blank canvas for me and said, go, paint. And I just sat there and looked at him like he had 5 heads because I literally did not know how and what to do. It was the weirdest experience ever. And I mean, I was creative as a kid, but my creativity is more in performing in some way, shape, or form. It's not like physical drawing. So, but I can see how for her a tool such as creativity is something that would be good. I don't know. Maybe I need to get one of those adult coloring books and just see what happens. I don't know. The next tool that she describes is meditation. And a girlfriend of mine is very, very big into meditation, and she actually teaches children how to meditate. And she always reminds me, for meditation, you don't have to put aside this great amount of time. Just sit there for a couple minutes, wherever you are, at your desk, on the couch, at your kitchen table, wherever it is, and just close your eyes and concentrate on breathing for a few minutes. That can be your meditation, and that's okay. Because for me, I'm not someone that, will go and set aside an hour for meditation. And I've known people that do that. They meditate for an hour in the morning, and they meditate for an hour before bedtime. And I, have laundry and dishes and cleaning and children and children and children and, other responsibilities than spending 2 hours a day meditating. But I do understand that, sometimes I just need to breathe and focus on my breathing. So that's kind of how I meditate. And the last tool that she mentions is about having gratitude. And I always see stuff of, being grateful for what you have, rather than trying to achieve, to look at what other people have, because somebody may have more financial wealth than you, but you have more family wealth than them, and family from the standpoint of heart wealth or emotional wealth. We don't have a huge house. We don't have, the newest of all technology, all this kind of stuff here. But the kids and I are happy. We love spending time together. We try to have experience gifts rather than physical gifts. And that all just kind of works for us. Other families it may not, but for us it does. And I'm grateful for that, because I don't want to be going and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day or every year, on all these physical goods that my kids will play with for, 10 seconds and then move on to the next thing. I love the fact that my daughter has been asking for more girl time with me. For example, yesterday she chose to stay home instead of going to her dad's because she wanted more girl time. And you know what she wanted to do? She wanted to cuddle up and watch a movie with me. And that was it. To me, I was in heaven, absolute heaven, because she just wanted to spend time. And I'm thoroughly grateful for that. So anyway, I will, as I mentioned before, I will link this article below, because I know people go through emotional exhaustion. And I wanted to share this author's article because I think she describes it very well, and not in a scientific way, just in a real person kind of way. And that's what's important, right? Is kind of understanding these self-care techniques and seeing how you can kind of incorporate them into your life. So let me know in the comments below too if there's any tools that you use as well to stop yourself from having emotional exhaustion, or that help you kind of recenter at any point in time. Like, I'll admit, with my cast on, I have missed yoga, let me tell you. I can't wait. I'm hoping to be able to get back to it in the new year, because I've now, been given permission from, somebody with many, many, many more degrees than I have. The specialist told me day before, that I can now start not wearing my cast for amounts of time, so that I can try to strengthen my foot again and get it back to hopefully, not having to wear it anymore. So I'm hoping that in the new year I'll be able to get back to yoga, which will really help me recenter, because that's my big one. To be able to recenter is yoga. So let me know in the comments below as well what tools you use to recenter. I also have chai. I don't care where it comes from, just chai. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.